Hello students, this video of Fiber to Fabric part 3 is brought to you by Aryabhat National Public School. In the previous video, we discussed about wool, wool yielding animals, and how wool is converted into woolen cloths. In this part of the video, we will discuss about another animal fiber, that is silk, how silk fiber is obtained, and from this silk fiber how silk fabric is made. Silk. What is silk? Silk is an animal fiber that is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. Now question arises, what is cocoon? We will discuss this cocoon later. Silk is an animal fiber that is obtained from the silk moth. Silk fibers so obtained are weaved and made silk cloths. Sericulture. What is sericulture? Sericulture, we have earlier discussed about rearing. The rearing of silkworms for the production of silk is called sericulture. That is, keeping silkworms, feeding them, taking care of them for the production of silk is called sericulture. How silk is obtained? For that, we have to learn about the life cycle of silk moth. A silk moth, in this life cycle, silk moth's life has 4 stages. In the first stage, the silk moth gives egg. In the second stage, the egg is hatched and the larva comes out. In the third stage, larva prepares cocoon and close it inside them. Close them inside, and in the fourth stage, from that larva, the adult silk it is transformed into silk moth. When you will see, silk moth is very much different from larva. You see different animals, different insects, human beings, their babies are similar to them. When they are born, they are similar to them. But silk moth baby is very different from a silk moth. Therefore, its life has 4 stages, 4 cycles. In the first step, the female silk moth lays eggs. Here I have introduced pictures also for you. Your concept will be clear. In the first step, the silk moth lays egg. In the second step, these eggs are hatched into larva. It is also called caterpillar. The larva is also called caterpillar. The larva stage lasts for 27 to 28 days. In between, if this is what naturally they grow, but for the production of when we talk about sericulture, when the eggs are hatched into larva, this larva is provided mulberry leaves, because they only eat mulberry leaves. for them for eating. In the next step, now caterpillar, this larva or caterpillar enters into the next stage. This stage is called pupa. And how it change its go into the next stage? It secretes fine filament, just like threads. Everybody is familiar with thread. Just like threads, it secretes fine filament made of protein which hardens on the exposure of air, forming cocoon. I will show when you will see the picture of the cocoon, then it will be clear. See here, like this. When this caterpillar is ready, it secretes fine filaments, that is fine thread made of protein which hardens when it is exposed to air. See here, these all are cocoons. They made a small box, small cylindrical box with this filament, and when this box is ready, they put them inside and close this box. See here, this is all closed from each side. Here. Once this is ready, this caterpillar will get inside from an opening, and after that it will close that opening. Inside this cocoon, the silkworm continues to develop and changes itself into a silk moth. Now see here, there is a lot of difference between this fellow and this fellow. That is, the silk moths have 4 stages in their life. One is egg, from egg, larva. The larva is also called caterpillar. In the third step, it's called pupa, and on the fourth step, it becomes silk moth. This is another diagram showing the life cycle of a silkworm moth. Here also you will find 4 stages. Stage number 1, stage number 2, stage number 3, and stage number 4. Here egg, larva or caterpillar. This stage is called pupa, and here an adult silk moth. In sericulture, silk moths are reared when they give eggs on mulberry leaves. It's provided the temperature, on what temperature the eggs are hatched. After hatching, it changes into larva. After hatching, larva comes out. This larva is feeded with mulberry leaves. This stage lasts for 27 to 28 days. When this larva or caterpillar is ready, it starts making filaments, white filaments or whatever color it is, and make this cocoon, put it inside the cocoon, close it, and it is transformed into an adult silk moth. There are a variety of silks. Some of the varieties are Tassar silk, Munga silk, Kosa silk. The most common known varieties of silk. The most common silk moth among all of them all is the mulberry silk moth, which eats mulberry leaves. Mulberry silk is soft, lustrous, and elastic, and can be dyed into beautiful colors. Now we will discuss about the production of silk, how silk is produced. For production of silk, the first step is getting these cocoons. Silk moth are silkworms are reared, and at this stage, when the silkworms reach this stage, from this cocoon silk fiber is derived. Therefore, in the first step, these three steps are done. After this, when cocoon is ready, now comes the second step. Step 2. These cocoons are sorted according to the color, according to the shape, according to the size, and then comes the harder part. These cocoons are then boiled in hot water, treated in ovens to kill the larva inside. That is why I told you that this is the hard part, because without killing the larva or caterpillar, we cannot obtain the silk fiber. To kill the larva, the cocoons are boiled in hot water, treated in ovens, and after that the cocoons are then placed in hot and cold water. Why they are placed in again hot and cold water? To loosen the filaments. These filaments are taken out from the cocoon by a process called reeling. Reeling is the process in which the cocoon filaments are taken out from the cocoons. In this diagram, it will be clear. See here. All these filaments are taken out from the cocoons and they are twisted and yarn is made. The filaments of several cocoons are twisted together to make a strong thread. The silk threads are then dyed and woven into silk fabric. This is the method to obtain silk fiber, and from that silk fiber, silk fabrics are made. In your textbook, you will find there is one story about how silk was obtained first. Silk was first obtained in China. There is a story behind it. The queen was sitting in the garden. There was a mulberry tree there. She was drinking tea, and suddenly something fell inside her tea. When they were trying to remove out, the fine filament from that cocoon comes out, and this was the discovery of silk. Earlier people imported silk silk fabric or silk cloth from China itself, because they guarded this secret of obtaining silk for a very long time. So this is the story behind how silk came into existence, how silk was discovered. There are some hazards, health hazards in wool and silk industry. The people, those who are working in silk and wool industry, after working for some time, their health starts deteriorating because they become sick. They become sick of some special disease, special kind of disease. What are the health hazards in wool and silk industry? Here we will discuss about them. The workers who sort wool suffer from a fatal disease called anthrax. There is a disease called anthrax or sorter disease. Due to this disease, it is a very fatal disease. Due to this disease, many workers who work in silk and wool industry every year die. The reeling of silk requires to stand for 12 to 16 hours, because from the cocoon, when we start removing that fine filament or the fiber, it took a very long time. Standing for such long period would result in an ache in the spine and other problems, muscle cramp, etc., vision problem. Workers who work in this silk and wool industry, they also suffer from respiratory disease, because very fine particles, very fine fibers get inside to their lungs from their nose when they respirate. These were the health hazards in wool and silk industry. This is all in this chapter. In the next video we will discuss about the question and answers also. Thank you for watching. Complete your notes and share in our WhatsApp group.